Sheol. The first underworld concept, Genesis onward. Earliest mention, implied in Genesis, explicit by Job and Psalms. Sheol, Sheol, appears first in Scripture. It is the realm of the dead. All people, righteous and wicked, go there. Genesis 37:35. Jacob says he will go down to Sheol to his son. Job 7:9 or 10. Sheol swallows the dead. They do not return to their homes. Psalm 6:5. In Sheol there is no remembrance. Psalm 16:10. God will not abandon his Holy One to Sheol. Ecclesiastes 9:10. No work, thought, or wisdom in Sheol. What's the biblical purpose of Sheol? A temporary, shadowy place of the dead. No fire, no demons, no torture chambers, just the realm of death before resurrection. Sheol precedes every other concept. The Valley of Hinnom, Gehenna, Joshua 2, Kings Jeremiah. Before Jesus ever uses Gehenna, the Bible introduces Gehinnom, Valley of Hinnom, a real geographic valley south of Jerusalem. Look for these biblical references. Joshua 15:8, 18:16. Valley of Hinnom as a boundary. 2 Kings 23:10. King Josiah destroys Topheth, child sacrifice site. Jeremiah 7:31-34. God renames it Valley of Slaughter. Jeremiah 19:2-13. Place of corpses, horror, judgment. A historical site of abominations, then a symbol of catastrophic divine judgment. This valley becomes the foundation imagery Jesus later calls Gehenna. Gehenna, Christ's term of final judgment. Gospels. Greek, Gehenna. Gehenna, derived from Gehinnom. Jesus uses Gehenna as a symbolic warning of God's final judgment. First appears in biblical order in Matthew 5:22. In danger of the fire of Gehenna. Matthew 5:29-30. Whole body cast into Gehenna. Matthew 10:28. God can destroy both soul and body in Gehenna. Matthew 23:33. How will you escape the judgment of Gehenna? Mark 9:43-48. Unquenchable fire. Their worm does not die. Luke 12:5. Fear him who can cast into Gehenna. James 3:6. The tongue is set on fire by Gehenna. Not a natural realm like Sheol or Hades. Gehenna appears only when Jesus arrives. It never shows up in the Old Testament. Hades, NT Greek for Sheol. Gospels Revelation. Greek, Hades, Hades. Direct equivalent of Sheol, but with Greek cultural coloring. Matthew 11:23. Capernaum brought down to Hades. Matthew 16:18. Gates of Hades versus Christ's church. Luke 16:23. Rich man in Hades, in torment. Acts 2:27-31. Jesus not left in Hades. Revelation 1:18. Christ has keys of death and Hades. Revelation 6:8. Death and Hades follow the pale horse. Revelation 20:13-14. Hades throws up the dead, then is thrown into the lake of fire. Biblical purpose, temporary holding of the dead until judgment. Chronologically, Hades appears after Gehenna's introduction, but refers back to the older Sheol concept. Tartarus, prison of fallen angels, 2 Peter Jude. This is the only hell word in the Bible with Greek mythological flavor. Greek verb tartaro, to cast into Tartarus, appears once. 2 Peter 2:4. Rebellious angels are cast into Tartarus, chained in darkness. Jude 6. Angels kept in eternal chains under darkness. Genesis 6:1-4. The sons of God, rebellion. Enoch 6:16. Watchers imprisoned in the abyss. Biblical purpose, not for humans, not the final state. A cosmic prison for angels awaiting final judgment. Appears late in biblical chronology near the end of the New Testament. The lake of fire, actual final hell. This is the only afterlife realm the Bible portrays as the final destination of judgment. Appears in biblical order. Revelation 19:20, beast and false prophet thrown in. Revelation 20:10, devil thrown in. Revelation 20:14-15, O death and Hades thrown in, O anyone not in book of life thrown in. This is called second death. Rev 20:14. Final judgment fire, eternal separation from life. This is the only place the Bible describes as irreversible, final, unending judgment. Not Gehenna, not Hades, not Sheol. 1. Sheol, realm of the dead, Genesis Malachi. 2. Valley of Hinnom, historical site of abominations and judgment imagery, Joshua Jeremiah. 3. Gehenna, Jesus metaphor for final judgment, Gospels. 4. Hades, Greek name for underworld, Sheol, Gospels Revelation. 5. Tartarus, prison for fallen angels, 2 Peter Jude. 6. Lake of fire, final judgment, true hell, Revelation.
The Bible never locates hell as a geographical place. Why? Because the English word hell is a Frankenstein mashup of 4 totally different biblical concepts plus a later medieval invention. So when people ask, where is hell? The honest biblical answer is, that depends. Which hell are you talking about? Because the Bible uses 4 different realms that English translators flattened into one word. Let's break it down cleanly. Sheol, not hell, Old Testament. Location, underworld/realm of the dead. Verses, Genesis 37:35, Psalm 16 verse 10, Eccle 9:10. Sheol equals where all dead people go before resurrection. No fire, no torture, no demons, just the grave realm. So this is not hell. Hades, not hell, New Testament Greek. Location, the unseen realm/underworld. Verses, Matthew 11 verse 23, Luke 16 verse 23, Revelation 20 verses 13 to 14. Hades equals Greek version of Sheol, temporary, not final. Revelation says Hades gets destroyed. Death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. Revelation 20 verse 14. If Hades gets thrown into another place, guess what? Hades ain't hell. Gehenna, Jesus' warning term, judgment symbol. Location, a literal valley beside Jerusalem. Verses, Matthew 5 verse 22, Mark 9 verses 43 to 48, Luke 12 verse 5. This one is fun. Gehenna was a real valley, Valley of Hinnom. A historical site connected to child sacrifice, 2 Kings 23. Jesus uses it as imagery for final judgment, not a place people descend into before resurrection. A symbol of covenant-breaking outcomes and eternal consequences. But this valley in Israel is not the final afterlife location. It is the symbol, not the destination. Tartarus, prison for angels. Location, abyssal cosmic prison. Verse, 2 Peter 2 verse 4. Humans don't go here. It's for fallen angels awaiting judgment. So this also isn't hell. Lake of fire, the only final hell in the Bible. Here it is. The only place the Bible describes as final, eternal, unending judgment after resurrection is the lake of fire. Location, not on earth. Verses, Revelation 19 to 21. Here's what Scripture actually says. The lake of fire is the second death. Revelation 20 verse 14. Anyone not found in the book of life is thrown into it. Revelation 20 verse 15. This realm appears only in Revelation, not in Genesis, not in the Psalms, not in the Gospels except symbolically. So the punchline. Hell is nowhere in the Bible as a single location. The lake of fire is the closest thing to what people mean by hell. So where is it located? Not under the earth. That's Sheol/Hades, temporary. Not in Jerusalem's valley. That's Gehenna, symbolic. Not deep in the cosmos. That's Tartarus, for angels only. The lake of fire exists in the eternal order after the final judgment in Revelation. It is not assigned a map coordinate. It is not said to be in the universe as we know it. It appears after 1. Heaven and earth pass away, Revelation 20 verse 11. 2. All dead are resurrected, Revelation 20 verses 12 to 13. 3. Judgment happens. 4. Then the lake of fire is revealed. So biblically, hell doesn't exist yet in its final form. It is future, post-resurrection, post-judgment. Sheol, underworld of the dead, not hell. Hades, Greek Sheol, not hell. Gehenna, symbolic judgment imagery, not hell. Tartarus, angelic prison, not hell. The lake of fire equals the only true hell in Scripture. And it appears in the age to come, after the final judgment. So, where the hell is hell, the hell I know. Subscribe.